What is
Brian, what is an event like this? What do you think it can do for players?
Yeah, well, in recruiting, we talk a lot about everything that surrounds the player, the circle of care, and a big part of it is life after football. And I think for a lot of our guys, one of their goals is to play in the NFL. But when you think about all the guys who play in the NFL who even have long careers, they're still doing something, right? I mean, Deion Sanders is probably one of the best corners to ever play. He's coaching. Greg Olsen, one of the best tight ends, he's on Fox. Shaquille O'Neal made hundreds of millions, I think, playing in the NBA. He's working every day for TNT. And so you have to figure out what's coming next in your career, and you never know when football is going to be over. So this is just, a part of it, and networking, meeting people, but also just getting exposure to different companies, what's out there, because, our guys kind of know the Woody, they know the classroom, they know their apartment, but getting exposure to people like this is great.
How do you get young guys, especially, to think that way?
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys think, I come to Ohio State, make the NFL. How do you get them to look past
You tell them that in recruiting. You sit down, and as we go through it, even with the folks that we're meeting right now, had a lot of recruits in the last couple of weeks. We just sit down and say, what is your thoughts on life after football? And it's our job as coaches to help them reach their dreams and goals. And like I told them, there'll be a few on April 27th, first rounders, that'll get drafted. It'll be tiers, and that was part of their dream and goal. But there's also others that are going to graduate and go get jobs, and that's part of their dreams and goals. And so they all go hand in hand, and it's something we start off in recruiting and talk about, and we continue like we're doing right now.
Ryan, this is called a career expo, but it says NIL up there.
Yeah.
What does that angle mean for you guys to be able to do stuff like that?
Well, there's a lot of folks here who have gotten involved with NIL, and it's been great. We're trying to normalize it the best we can, certainly here in Columbus, is that it's not a big bad thing. It's something that is going to be something that's going to be here, and it's not going anywhere, and it's something that is going to be critical to our success moving forward. So the more and more events we can do around NIL and talk to folks about NIL and how important it's going to be to our future, the better.
Seems like there was a little bit of frustration at one point with the NIL and how it was going. Do you guys feel like you've kind of gotten things straightened out where you guys want them NIL-wise right now?
Well, I think when you get to the signing day, certainly the first signing day, there was a lot of things that were thrown around out there, and it was kind of wild and crazy there, certainly around signing day, and I think things have settled down a little bit, but we'll see as we get closer to signing day next December how that goes. But I feel like we're well positioned right now. I like our plan, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
When guys are coming in now and they have the expectation of NIL, are they coming in with the expectation that that's another layer of work that they're putting in, as opposed to just like a handout or an expectation of just getting things just for being on the football team?
I think it's a good question. There has to be work done in order for this to occur, but it's part of, again, I call it the circle of care. It's part of that equation now, and the opportunities here. A big part of it, though, is building up their brand equity through our platform program. Certainly with media relations, one of the most viewed programs in the country. You think about, I think it was 70 million viewers last year, and we have 3 million followers on social media. I think more social media interactions than anybody else in the country. So we're able to build up their brand equity so that they can, benefit off their name, image, and likeness. That's what it's all about. But it is part of the equation for sure.
How has your personal involvement with NIL changed, especially with collectives? Those have become how much more time you spend now versus when this came first out?
Well, I used to spend no time on it. now I'm much more involved with a lot of this planning, talking, and certainly with fundraising and just talking with folks and again, normalizing the conversation. I think that's probably the biggest thing, and just making sure so many folks understand that this is part of our future.
Last question. How has this event specifically evolved from, obviously it used to be just a career fair, now that you have NIL, are you seeing even more companies want to come and be a part of this?
Yeah, I think you're seeing some folks here who have done NIL deals with our players, and they're looking for the right folks, but also just to bring awareness to their company, I think is great, and also our guys, especially the younger guys. I thought it was great to see Tim Walton walk around with a couple of young corners and introducing them to folks, and and then Luke Fedlam's group over there with Porter Wright. They've held a lot of support for our guys in terms of education with taxes and fiscal responsibility. So yeah, I think a lot of people are getting involved with it, and it's a big help.